As we step into the energy of December the 18th through to the 24th, a week that is steeped with enchantment of the holidays, marked by the celestial dance of the winter solstice. Let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty of this transformative season. Many of you are likely immersed in the final preparations, the joyous gatherings, and the anticipation of the holidays that are rolling out over this week and next. And in the heart of this week, on the 22nd, we embrace the winter solstice, a pause where we experience the shortest day and the longest night of the year, knowing that our daylight begins to grow and our hope is reborn. It's a powerful time for reflection, for setting intentions, as we welcome in the return of the light in our lives. I'm truly grateful to have you here sharing this cosmic journey. So let's infuse our days with the magic of the season and the transformative energy of the solstice. Whether you're indulging in the festive traditions or finding solace in quiet moments, the universe is aligning to make this week a tapestry of positive vibrations for you. So join me as we navigate the cosmic currents from December the 18th through to the 24th. Let's turn to the cards. I'm eager to share my insights with you, offer guidance, and a sprinkle of a little extra stardust on your holiday celebrations. I'm wishing you joy and magic in the week ahead. This is a week to embrace the magic. Welcome, Aries. This is your weekly focus for December the 18th through to the 24th, 2023. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thanks so much for being here. And let's dive right into the cards and see what lays ahead for our week as far as the energy around us. Work, career, love, relationships, our health, our well-being. We'll look at it all. Okay. Here we go. Our underlying energy for this week is the Justice card. Well, the Justice card says you are ready to go forward. The Justice card says it's time to make a commitment to yourself. The Justice card is not only making that commitment to yourself, but figuring out how you're going to show up every day, how you're going to give it your focus, your attention towards your goal, your dream, a desire, a want. And this also has to do with cutting away some things in our lives, not allowing certain things to be present anymore. If it's not moving you forward in the way you want, if it's not benefiting you in some way, or if it's actually pulling you down, weighing you down, pulling you away from what you want to walk into. You know, you use that sword to cut it away right now. You need, we're standing in between these two columns. So it is about our balance before we turn around and walk up those steps. So we're kind of in that place. We have to walk with a sense of integrity. We have to utilize our strength, our courage, our belief in ourselves. We have to make that commitment to ourselves this week. And then we have to follow through on that commitment. Okay, first card is the Queen of Cups. Absolutely, it's about loving yourself. It's about knowing that you are worthy and deserving. We sit here in this very serene surrounding. The water is still. The birds are flying in the cloudless sky. The flowers are all in bloom. We're wearing red. So it's about our passions. Our chair is red too, I believe. The angel sits next to us. And we're contemplating. We're looking at this cup and we're contemplating, what do I want to grow? What do I desire? What do I really want to step into? What do I want to create? What do I want to give birth to? Where do I want expansion in my life? Because that cup is the representation of what it will hold going forward. We're going to fill our cup. It's going to be overflowing. Now, when we believe in ourselves, when we love ourselves, when we know that we are worthy, we are deserving, when we are enough, then there's less limitations there. So also understand where you might have a glass ceiling, where you might have unintentionally put one there for yourself, or you have allowed somebody else to put barriers in the way of your dreams. So this is a kind of card that says whatever you dream, you can potentially have. But if you fail to dream it at all, you never will have it. So it's about expansion, the expansion of our dreams, our desires, expecting more joy, happiness, being centered, healthy, loved, abundance flowing. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, before we turn, we're having conversations with people this week. We're telling them about what we want to do, where we want to grow, what our next step looks like. And we're asking for the support. We're asking for the help. Now, there's a lot of transactions happening in the sky. This are transactions. Well, I guess so. They're talking to each other and stuff. They're shaking hands. They're shaking hands and getting along really well in the sky this whole week for us. And I think, what does Mercury do? Mercury talks to Jupiter, talks to Saturn. So Mercury's going to say, I want the growth. I want the expansion. Mercury's going to say to Saturn, so let's make the game plan. Let's make the strategy. Let's make it work. And then Mercury will conjunct with the Sun, saying, we've got this. We're empowered. We know what we want to do. And then Mercury will move back into Sagittarius once we do all that, and back to dreaming of the possibilities or learning something new in order to go forward. Or, maybe it's travel that we need. Maybe it's learning experiences that we need. Maybe it's the growth, the education, honing a skill. So we are talking a lot about what we want to do going forward. We're having a lot of conversations, either with ourselves, maybe with somebody else, before we turn and go forward, before we follow that path. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, most people take this as a bad card. Most people take this as the card they do not want to see come up in their reading ever. But you know what? This is a good card, okay? Now think of the numerology, 1 through 9. I always talk about 1 through 9 when we're doing numerology together. This is a 10 energy card, right? So what is 10? 10's a little bit of luck coming in. 10 means our seasons are changing. The energy is shifting. So those swords are not in our back, they're behind us. They are our shield of strength. Those are the paths that we have walked in order to get to the here and now. These are the paths that have molded us into who we are today. And yes, it looks like we're pretty depleted there, but we're ready to push ourselves up and stand upright again, brush ourselves off. The sun is coming through those clouds. And pretty soon the sun is going to shine on us, and we are going to go forward with a new strength, a renewed strength, I should say. Okay, let's look at work and career. We have the strength card for work and career. This is having the courage, this is having the strength, the walking with the sense of integrity and taking a risk on yourself. When it comes to work, when it comes to career, when it comes to your stature in the community. We have the strength card here. So there's a lot of strength behind you. And once again, we'll take it back to the Queen of Cups and what I was saying there. If you don't believe that you should have the promotion, chances are you're not going to get the promotion. If you don't believe that you should be the CEO, you will not be the CEO. When, there was a stat maybe about 10 years ago or so, and they said if they put out a help wanted for just your average laborer in the plant, they'd get thousands upon thousands upon thousands of resumes. But if they said they needed a manager or a supervisor, they'd get a couple hundred, because people do not believe that they can actually do that job. And it really, a lot of times, boils down to your belief in you. Not necessarily your talents and your abilities. You already have them. Maybe they need to be honed. Maybe you need a little bit more growth, but maybe you can also have that growth already in the role. So it's, what do you believe about yourself? What you can have? Do you want that promotion? Do you want that new stream of income? Do you think you can start that new business? Do you think you can take that business to the next level? We have the Seven of Pentacles for love and relationships. So what is Venus doing? Venus is opposing Uranus. So that's probably our only yucky transit for the entire week. But I kind of get more of a money sense with you with Venus right now. And Uranus. But it is about the death and the rebirth. It is about the truth of the matter. And this is also a card that says, where's your focus? Because if you want a wonderful relationship, then your focus should be primarily on that relationship. You can't go off and, show up for the last hour of the day and then go, what's wrong with our relationship? You have to be present. You have to be in the moment a little bit more often. When your significant other comes home, then that's the time that you turn your attention to them. Unless they need some quiet time. I always needed to go into my cave for 20 minutes and decompress and change characters from being the worker into the mom, right? So where is your focus? Where is your attention? If we put a seed in the ground and we walk away 6 months later, chances are we will find nothing that resembles what we thought that seed would produce. But if we show up consistently, we have a bumper crop. So if you're looking for a relationship, then where is your focus as well? Are you actually making room in your life for that relationship, or are you just kind of toying with the idea? What is your ideal partner? What are some of the traits that you want to see in them? What are you hoping to gain from the relationship? Because remember, they are only going to complement who you are already, right? They're not there to replace something. They're not there to fix something. So where's your focus? Where's your attention? Because if you just want to get into another relationship right now because, there's that gap, there's that loneliness, that might not just be enough to make that relationship strong. We may not be as consistent long term with that relationship once we have that person there, because that's all we really wanted. We need more depth. Our spirituality is the Six of Cups. Who said you couldn't? Who says you mustn't? Who says you can't? Because they were wrong. Now I see this child here. I believe that's your inner child. Or the little you. It could be just the little you, and you were 4 or 5 years old, and you wanted to touch the flowers, and they said, "Get away from those flowers. You'll hurt those flowers. Flowers aren't for you. Aren't for kids. Go on. You must never touch the flowers." And that could have been that you will never be a great artist, or you'll never be a great dancer, you'll never be a great cook, you'll never be a great parent, you'll never be somebody who's successful in work and career, you'll never be, who would ever want to date you, who would ever want to be with you. That was their opinion. That was not something that you should have carved in stone. And yet we do because we want to be loved, we want to be accepted. And so when people tell us that we shouldn't do something, we don't do it because we want them to accept us. We want to be part of it. We want to be loved. So we want to please them in some way through our actions. And when we're little like this, absolutely we do. So this is understanding that those flowers were meant for you this whole time. Okay? This is maybe an angel showing up, a guide, your higher self, saying those flowers are all for you. They always were. They have been waiting you. So it's time to go forward. So, and we're thinking about this, okay? So this is through meditation. This is, if you're meditating, then go back to, take yourself back to when you were little. Have a conversation with yourself. Tell yourself exactly how wonderful you are. How great you're going to be. That you love them. That you love yourself. Through prayer, through grounding yourself in nature, and taking those strolls and having this conversation, seemingly with yourself, your higher self, your inner child, your heart center, God, your angels, the universe. And contemplate some of the reasons why you haven't taken that step forward yet. What has been holding you back? Is it a thought? Is it a perception that you shouldn't or you couldn't, or you find it very hard to put yourself in front of a crowd of people, or you find it very hard to concentrate for a long period of time? Try and take it back to what the actual underlying problem is so that you can look it in the eye. Most times when we see what has actually been holding us back and look it in the eye, it loses all strength. And we can go forward. The fear goes, the anxiety goes, and with it comes this great strength. Once again, I'm talking strength. Okay, health and well-being is the Two of Pentacles. This is a good week for you. This is a great week for your health and well-being. It's about getting out there. It's about having energy. It's about being sharp with your mind, sharp with your energy. You might have a little bit too much going on. There might be some decisions to be made, but it's kind of like you've got everything under control. The stress is a little bit less, and the strength and the confidence is also a little bit more. Now we can kind of lapse on our confidence here, and we can get undecisive too. That's another part of this kind of energy. But, just keep it up. Do things that make you happy, ambitious, inspires you. Because we do have that kind of energy all week coming at us to do just that. Now we'll turn to the Circle of Doors Tarot. And we'll see what this deck has to tell you. And we have the 5 energy of the Witch. So this would also be the Hierophant if you were in a regular tarot deck, okay? And I'm learning the deck with you as we go through this. So let's see what they, even the cards, like I could tell you what the Hierophant means, but they give such a different spin. On the energy. I like it. So let's explore it together. Step further into the forest. Leave your civilized finery behind. You are called to the circle. You are called by the flame. Reclaim your power. Your blood carries the rhythms of the sky and the songs of the earth, and when you speak, the spirits of the ancestors speak through you. A witch is a caretaker of the oldest rituals that bind life together by dancing in the happiness of nature's wordless poetry. They bring redeeming light to the dark corners of the world. So ask yourself, where is healing needed in the moment for you? Where do you see a balance of nature disrupted? What ancient wisdom can you awaken from the root of your being? And your affirmations for this week are, I am connected to all living things. I keep the rituals of the land. I always trust my intuition. I am a powerful healer. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.